Hey, before you run out and spend $400, $500, or even $650 on a new driver, because all the new models are out, watch this entire video, because in it I'm going to talk about my best alternatives to buying a brand new driver that'll save you a lot of dough but still keep you past your buddies in the fairway. So stay tuned. It's another beautiful, perfect day at Golf Development Complex in Moore Park, California. I'm Steve from HitItLonger.com. Today I'm counting down my top 5 most affordable alternatives to buying a new driver this year. Coming in at number 5 is an oldie but really goodie. Gonna check out. I'm gonna put all these up in the corner for you, including video of me surfing for them or shopping for them. You're going to find all of these pre-owned, but in good condition, pre-owned on eBay. My first one, number 5, is this oldie but goodie. It's the TaylorMade R11. What I really like about it is it's one of the first adjustable drivers that ever came out, so you can change the loft. I do like that it's a slightly smaller 440cc head, which means you're going to get a little bit less spin than a 460cc model generally. And it was a great model. It sounded good, feels good, and it really goes. You'll be able to pick up one of these pre-owned for about 50 or 60 bucks. Can't go wrong with that. You can put on a new grip when you get it and you'll be good to go. I'm hanging on. You might have noticed I'm hanging on still to my old Geek Driver. It works really great for me. I haven't really found anything that flies better for me than this yet. So technology out there isn't necessarily improving your drives anymore. I think we're finding that it's more hype than performance. So here's my number 4, back to TaylorMade again. The TaylorMade R15. My student Elwin has been hitting shots about 280 yards with it lately. He's been really nailing it. He really gets high launch and low spin off his drives, and it's adjustable. Check out the price. You can't go wrong. Super cheap. You can have an R15 for a song, you know, $100 maybe, something like that. So check that out. My number 3 alternative to buying a new driver up here, it's the Ping G10. The Ping G10, I just love this driver. It's got a nice kind of a standard classical tear shape to it. Got a great sound, great feel. My student Brad just set his record on TrackMan with it the other day at 289 yards. That's not bad for somebody who's 62 years old. So he's playing a 9-degree stiff. It's working really well for him for a swing speed of about 102 to 104. And he's really nailing it out there. I think you will too, and you can get it for super cheap. Probably looking at around $100 or less for a used Ping G10. The only drawback to the G10 is that it's not adjustable. So you got to make sure that at least you get your right loft in the ballpark for the best performance possible. Okay, coming in at number 2 alternative. This selection is going to be for you longer hitters out there. Better have a high club head speed, and you better also have a nice high positive angle of attack, because this one probably has the least backspin that I've ever measured on TrackMan before. You get a super flat flight, so you better be launching it high and you better be launching it far, or else it might fall out of the sky knuckling on you like a wounded duck. And that is the Epic SubZero by Callaway. That came out 2-3 years ago. This was not the regular Epic, but the Epic SubZero alternative that they put out for players who wanted to get their spin down even lower. So one guy who used this was my friend Fast Eddie Fernandez. You might remember he won the Remax, or it's now called the World Long Drive Championship, about 2 years ago in the senior division with an Epic SubZero. Hits the ball over 400 yards with the thing on a regular basis. He's a total beast. That's the kind of swing you're going to need, a more aggressive swing with a nice upstrike. But then for the price, hey, you're going to get this thing for under 150 bucks probably. It's going to perform great for you. Nothing has really improved in the last 2 years of technology, even though they have to sell it like it has. So pick up one of these on eBay and I'll bet you bomb it out there. And my number one selection, my number one rated option for, this is again pre-owned, get it in good condition, like an 8 out of 10 condition on eBay. It's going to be back to TaylorMade again for number one. It's going to be the M2 driver. That's 3 generations ago now. So now we're up to what? We're up to the Sim. Last year you had the M5, M6, then the M3, M4, M1, M2. So this is, we're going back what, to 2016 or 17 when the M1 and M2 came out. Now I like the M2 because it's a little bit more forgiving than the M1 is, and it still is adjustable. You can adjust the loft, you just don't get all the extra front to back and side to side weighting like you can in the M1. But I actually like the feel of the M2 better. I like the sound of the M2 better. My student Carlos, he's now up to a high drive on TrackMan of 273 yards with his M2. Pretty good considering he's 72 years old. So he is really bombing it out there. What I like about it is that you get, he's getting super high launch and super low spin off this driver. You know, he's just launching these high rainbows that come down and land and roll another 30 or 40 yards as well. So hey, that wraps it up for my top 5 drivers that you can pick up on the cheap. All of these drivers will be under 160, 180 bucks or so, all the way down to 50 or 60. You're going to spend a lot of money. That's going to get you out on the golf course a little bit more often for some actual rounds of golf instead. Hey, down in the description, I've left the links for a couple of cool freebies. I've got my free ebook, 50 tips for hitting your longest drives ever. And I've also got a 30-minute video on how to cure your slice. If you're a slicer, I think it's going to help you a lot. You can pick those up for free. The links are down in the description. Hey, thanks again for joining me in my countdown for today. I hope to see you out there on the course, longer and straight on the fairway.